What would you do if the woman you trusted with your entire life introduced the man she was sleeping with while standing right in front of you? The night everything cracked open, we were standing under the harsh yellow lights of a rooftop bar in downtown Chicago, the wind cutting across the glass railing, music thumping just loud enough to drown out honesty. She smiled too wide, too fast, and when she said his name, her fingers tightened around her wine glass so hard I thought it might shatter. This is Daniel. He's just a colleague. Just colleague. But her hands were shaking, and the way he looked at her, like he already owned parts of her I didn't even know existed, told me everything I wasn't ready to hear. And in that moment, I realized something was already broken. I just didn't know how deep it went. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel, tell us where you're from, and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. I didn't say anything that night. I shook his hand. Firm grip. Eye contact. He smiled like he'd already won something. Like I was just a formality he had to get through. On the drive back to our apartment on West Madison Street, she talked too much. About work. About deadlines. About things that didn't matter. I just nodded, my hands tight on the wheel, my mind replaying every tiny detail. Her voice. His smirk. The trembling. That was the beginning. After that night, I started noticing everything. The way she angled her phone away when texting. The sudden late meetings that stretched past midnight. The new perfume that wasn't for me. The way she stopped touching me like I was someone she loved and started treating me like furniture she lived around. I tested it once. Want to go out this Friday? I asked casually. She didn't even look up. I have work. Work. Always work. But that same night, I drove past her office building on Wacker Drive. Her car wasn't there. That was the first time my stomach dropped in a way that didn't go away. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I started watching. I checked phone records. Numbers I didn't recognize. One repeated over and over again. Late night calls. Short ones. Long ones. I called it once from a burner phone. He picked up. Hello. I hung up. My chest felt like it was collapsing in on itself. But I needed more. So I followed her. One Thursday evening, she told me she had a team dinner. I waited 10 minutes, then got in my car and kept my distance. She didn't go downtown. She drove to a boutique hotel near River North. I parked across the street and watched her walk in. And then, 10 minutes later, he walked in too. Same man. Same smirk. Daniel. I sat there for over an hour, staring at those doors like they might spit the truth back out at me. My hands were numb. My mind blank. But my heart was breaking in slow motion. That was the moment I knew. Not suspected. Knew. When she came home that night, she kissed me on the cheek like nothing had happened. I'm exhausted, she said. I looked at her, really looked at her, and realized something cold and sharp. She didn't think I knew. She thought she was smarter than me. Untouchable. That's when something inside me shifted. The next few weeks, I became someone else. I hired a private investigator. Quietly. Efficiently. Photos came in first. Her entering the hotel. Her leaving with him. Her laughing. Her touching his arm like she used to touch mine. Then came the receipts. Dinner bills. Hotel bookings. Even a weekend getaway to Miami she told me was a conference. Every lie documented. Every betrayal cataloged. And still, I said nothing. At home, she grew colder. Sharper. You've been distant, she snapped one night. I almost laughed. Have I? I said. She rolled her eyes. God, you're impossible lately. Impossible. I swallowed the rage. Because I wasn't done. Not even close. I met with a lawyer. Quiet office. No emotions. We built the case. Infidelity. Financial misuse. She'd been using our joint account for their trips. Everything lined up perfectly. Then came the final piece. The trap. I told her I wanted to host a dinner. Celebrate her promotion. Invite friends. Her coworkers. Even him. She hesitated for half a second. Then smiled. Sure, she said. Of course she did. The night of the dinner, our apartment was full. Laughter. Wine. Conversations bouncing off the walls. And then he walked in. Daniel. Confident. Relaxed. Like he belonged. I watched them carefully. The subtle glances. The way they avoided standing too close, but never too far. Everyone was seated when I stood up. Glass in hand. I just want to say a few words, I began. She looked at me, mildly annoyed. I smiled. To my wife, I said, raising my glass. For her dedication, her hard work, and her incredible ability to balance multiple relationships. Silence. Her smile froze. "What are you?" she started. I set the glass down. Then I hit play. The TV behind me lit up. Photos, videos, hotel timestamps, text messages, her voice recordings. Everything. The room went dead quiet. Someone gasped. Daniel stood up. "This is insane." "Sit down," I said calmly. He didn't. So I kept going. "Since you won't," I said, "you might want to know your wife knows too." His face went pale. "Oh yeah, I'd done my homework." His world collapsed right there next to hers. My wife turned to me, her face twisting in panic. "You're crazy," she whispered. "No," I said softly. "I was just paying attention." By the end of the night, she had nothing. Friends gone. Reputation destroyed. Legal papers waiting. Daniel disappeared like a coward. And her. She begged, cried, tried to explain. But I was already gone. Divorce was fast. Clean. She lost everything she thought she had control over. And me? I moved out. New place. New silence. Sometimes, late at night, I still think about that moment on the rooftop, her shaking hands, the truth hiding in plain sight. I didn't lose my wife that night. I just finally saw her for who she really was. And once you see something like that, you can never unsee it. The end.